Hey y'all, my name is Sarah. I live in my 1991 self-built vintage van named Eva, where I travel slow and study the stars. Welcome to my home and channel. Recently, I've been attempting to wake up before the sunrise, which definitely is not every morning, but I have been feeling a sense of heightened energy as spring has now sprung and the days are also getting longer. Living out of a van definitely requires a level of flexibility in its ever-changing lifestyle. And so I know my routine may not be as structured as apartment or house life, but it's been possible to develop little habits that allow me to feel a sense of pattern within the comfort of my home on wheels. Waking up earlier while in the van has really gifted me a number of benefits. One is that the world is typically still quiet, especially if you're stealth camping within city limits. You really get that opportunity for stillness to rise slowly before the morning rush hour. This past winter, I have tried to stay within the bounds of a moderate climate, which has brought me to traveling south in between smaller towns. So, as I'm currently on the coast, I have been so lucky to make part of my routine involve sitting with the morning sun, another gift from rising earlier. After walking on the beach and getting a little bit of exercise, it's time to transform my van into day mode. I start first by taking down all my curtains. Eva was a custom shuttle for the airport in the 90s and has a lot of bus-like features, one of which is her many windows, and it's a favorite of mine because it allows for a ton of natural light and an extra bit of warmth as well. It's about this time that I'm ready to get cooking. Well, in this case, I'll be making a hydrating breakfast with a soothing juice and my cantaloupe breakfast bowl. It's not every morning I get the time to make fresh juice. Often it's just a coffee and a quick smoothie, but the mornings I do happen to wake up earlier are typically the times that grant me the ability to take my time. I've honestly found that when making food, I get to a level of active meditation that can be calming yet also so engaging. It's a fun form of creative energy to me, an art form essentially, that is also so wonderful because at the end you get to taste it. And I've heard it mentioned before that it's only when there's no rush that the human senses are fully open to receive the world. So, intentionally creating a time and space where I can slow down really gifts me with a sense of clarity and even beauty within the present moment. One of my favorite things to eat for breakfast is some form of fruit. It really helps bring me hydration and energy. And melon bowls are always great because, well, they serve as their own bowl, adding to less dishes, which is always a perk. And they're also just fun to make. I normally like to add toppings like granola and yogurt and maybe a little honey. It really is just my nature to enjoy change, and so one of my favorite features is my modular bed. It's not every day I turn it into its office and table mode. It's really based off my mood. Some days I'll leave the table down for a couple weeks, especially in the winter when I like to stay cozy and warm. And other days I'll remove it altogether for a little extra space. have a queen-size mattress that I custom fit to the area, and when the table is removed, I can sleep comfortably widthwise on the back cushion. With the amount of counter space already in the van, I do have a number of options on where I can work and eat. Recently, I've been using my stand-up desk in the hallway, but this setup that I'm doing now is one of my favorites, and it's a good practice to add to my routine because just a small shift in my tiny living space makes a huge difference in adding both comfort and productivity. And so this pretty much sums up an ideal morning routine of mine. Again, it's not always like this, and it really depends on where I'm traveling through, but more often than not, I do try to start my days as simply and as slowly as possible. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll catch you on the next one.